Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live. Talk radio without the static. Email your questions and comments to lynncullenshow@gmail.com. And now your host, Lynn Cullen.
Hey there, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Just occurred to me, talk radio without the static. Do you think even people of a certain age even understand what that means? I'm just saying. I know I'm an old person in an old medium and pretty much out of it, I must say. Well, it's the 11th of November. It is Veterans Day, and it's a Tuesday. So that means Susan is joining us. And let me get her in here. And there. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There.
What the hell was that?
I was just bringing up the YouTube feed, and my sound was on, and I couldn't get it
Oh,
off.
okay.
Half the time, my device thinks my finger is dead.
Well, listen, here we are in this insane world. I can't function in it. I really can't, and I don't want to. And I'm just I don't know. Whatever.
You know, every time I screw up doing something because like the checkout machines in every store is different, and where you tap or put it in, or whether you can or blah, blah, is different from one to the other. And now I get these pitying looks as if, of course, you're old. And I'm going, I'm not old. Every machine is different. I am blind, but I'm not old.
I
that
can't.
Way.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't take it. I can't. I was behind some poor old man in a line, and there was a person in front of him, but she was almost done, and I saw he had all of one thing he was checking out, and so I thought, this looks like a good bet. So in I went to that lane. And the woman ahead of him, oh my God, I don't know what. And then it was like you couldn't. It was. And then the woman, the cashier, left for a while and returned. And I don't know what the hell was going on. And he turned and looked at me, and I gave him a commiserating look, which he did not seem to comprehend. I don't know if he understood what I was saying, but with my look. But he turned away. He just looked so pathetic. And then finally, that woman left, like 5 hours later. And the little old guy proffers his one item. And the woman says to him, as he pulls out his pennies, "No, I don't accept cash in this lane."
Oh, no.
And I thought I was going to leap over and strangle her. I thought he looked he said, "But he was just," and that's when I realized, I just pulled out my credit card. Yeah. And I said, "I got it." Jeez. And he was still bewildered. He didn't know what had happened, but he left.
He didn't understand what happened. I hate them all.
It's just so unbelievably stressful. The smallest little stupid thing. God dang. Anyway, so Susan, I have failed to note, at least on the program, the announced retirement of Nancy Pelosi, and I want to give the astonishing lady her due, because she really was the most consequential Speaker of the House in my lifetime. I don't know I mean, I know there were.
She was in my lifetime. She was the single most effective speaker.
Yeah.
Over such an amazing array of different
challenges.
Challenges and landscapes to maneuver that had never been there before. Yeah, I thought she was remarkable. Is remarkable. Don't mean to speak of her in the past tense. I hope she goes long and enjoys much.
Yeah. Well, I saw that one of the people who said exactly what we have essentially just said was in fact a man who held the same position, and of the other party, John Boehner, and he said the fact of the matter is no other Speaker of the House in the modern era, Republican or Democrat, has wielded the gavel with such authority or such consistent results. And that's the thing. She could herd cats. All of the stuff.
And she didn't do it, in any way that had anything to do with her sex. I mean, she didn't give up her womanhood. She didn't use her womanhood. It was just she.
She was just amazing.
Competent, capable, and effective.
Just amazing. And I want to...
That in and of itself is a feat.
Well, and I'm thinking, as I think about her, it brings to mind that wonderful quote about Ginger Rogers, that she did everything that Fred Astaire did, but did it backwards and in high heels.
I mean, Nancy still wears those high heels. I just can't even believe it.
My God, she's in her 80s. She's in her 80s.
Well, you know what? Her heels probably don't touch the floor anymore. That's what happened when I was for success for several years. My Achilles tendons literally shortened, and I had to stretch them out.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but recall that not too long ago, I think she was in London, and she fell, and she ended up in a cast or something, and was had to do flats for a while, but I don't know. Anyway, it's been said that Barack Obama would not be able to have his legacy, his signature legacy marker of the Affordable Care Act without her. I mean, she's the one who got that baby through. It wouldn't have happened without her. And the fact is that all kinds of stuff that we now, that's still standing, given the wrecking ball that is the Trump administration, but minimum wage legislation, thank Nancy Pelosi. A lot of the infrastructure stuff that came out of the Biden administration, climate investment, all that stuff is stuff she wrangled through, and a less capable speaker would not have gotten it done. Someone said, I mean, really, she'll be remembered as a titan of the institution, the greatest speaker of all time. Whoa. And I just want to give her due, and I want to also say how wonderful she was taking on Trump, and how he could never know what to do with her. He was always one-upped by her. She always had him on the back of his heels. That famous photo where she's pointing her finger at him in the cabinet room. She just ripping up his
recently
speech.
Call him a vile little man.
She called him, I've got the quote here, the worst thing on the face of the earth.
Of the earth.
It was more than a vile little man. It was the worst thing on the face of the earth. And her ripping up his speech, his State of the Union address. I just, God bless her. God bless her. Just want to say, what a wondrous being. Oh, okay. So, I don't know. The thing is, I've read a lot more. Yesterday, I was talking about the Democrats' cave, on the.
I mean, what was the point? I
just don't understand why we did it in the first place. If you're going to cave, what's the point?
Because why did they put everybody through that if they were just going to go, okay, I guess that's enough?
Well,
it's been. I
don't know. It's been said that they did, as much as a win could be extracted, they did manage to, during it, Trump's poll numbers continued to collapse.
To fall.
All the polls showed that the majority of people saw this as on the Republicans and on him. And then they got into the public's notice that what they were fighting for was the fact that these health insurance premiums.
Yeah, that the Republicans were
right.
making health insurance unattainable again.
Right, and also, taking food from the mouths of babes. So all of that, the cruelty, the impact on regular people's lives, at least got out there. So some people are saying, and you know what? It would never have ended because they would never have folded. Because they don't care about the misery and cruelty. It's what they traffic in.
No, they don't care.
No, it's what they traffic in.
Well, they don't believe in empathy, so why should they feel like, why they don't know what it feels like not to have food or to worry about whether you can feed your children.
Oh, wow. Speaking of empathy, I know, I pulled this quote, and I don't know if I can find it, but I'm going to look for it, Susan, because it is what you're speaking of, that they, in fact, do not believe.
They don't believe it, and it's like a spoken tenet.
Well, here's what, and it is a tenet because it's coming. It's actually called. I found the article. It's coming out of the so-called Christian right wing, and they're attacking. This is from, I think, a David French piece. They're attacking what they literally call the sin of empathy.
Oh, yeah, Jesus was really turned off by it.
Yeah, can you fucking imagine? Empathy, they say, blocks theological clarity. Too much empathy will cloud your soul.
Well, you can't make the difficult decisions to gas 6 million Jews if you have an ounce of empathy.
Well, you can't, or do any of the stuff that they do with the people they're deporting and rounding up.
Feed the people that you have already agreed to feed, or take back money that you years ago agreed to give, and gave and demanded back. You wouldn't do any of those things that they've been doing.
So So French went on to say this. Political evangelicalism can look quite godless. And in the last 10 years, Donald Trump has influenced the culture of that church far more than the church has influenced him. He quotes a Christian minister at a Reawaken American rally saying he has come ready to declare war on Satan and every race-baiting Democrat that tries to destroy our way of life in the United States of America. That's a Christian pastor. Unbelievable. So yeah, the sin of empathy. I just wanna. I saw some woman put on social media. She's bemoaning the fact that she is by nature an empath, and she said, I should have known when I was a little girl and felt sorry for inanimate objects that life was going to be tough for me.
She sounds like you.
Yeah, I know. I thought, oh, God, I so understand. I know. Oh, God. It's not the sin of empathy, it's the curse.
Well, and the truth is that the functioning human being lives somewhere in between life is a math problem and total paralyzing empathy.
Yeah.
The trick to functioning is to be able to feel both such that they temper each other. And speaking of which, when you are right, Lynn Cullen, you deserve to be told you're right. You were right. You continue to be right about John Fetterman.
Oh.
And I mean, have you read the reviews of his memoir?
His memoir? I didn't even know he had one.
He's got a new memoir, which was illy reviewed. But in which he is quoted as saying that he's on the guys with he's on the side of the men with no empathy, because he says men are always going to choose their balls over what's right. He's just talking about he's into the demasculization by us nasty women, apparently.
Well, he just goes where he thinks all the. I don't know. Who knows? What a fuck. Wow. People were had. People were had by that guy.
Including his wife, I have a feeling.
Perhaps. I do feel for her.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, she's another one that thought she was marrying one thing, and, I mean, look what happened to Usha Vance. She just found out she's supposed to convert.
Yeah, I would think that marriage must be a little tense.
That's got to be toast with the grieving widow running her hands through his hair.
Oh God! And what is with that woman? The grieving widow in her skin tight, like what are those leather pants? It's a new kind of mourning garb. Whoa! And running your fingers through another. It's beyond belief. What
who then says that he wishes his wife would be a good Christian woman, as he's, staring down at a, quote, good Christian. I mean, it's just
I know.
God.
I know.
How they can't see each other, see what everybody else is. I mean,
so here, Rust Belt shares a Charlie Kirk quote, and it is this: I think empathy is a made-up New Age term, which is obviously bullshit. And
bullshit,
that it does a lot of damage, says Charlie. Russ writes, the greatest thing I saw Nancy Pelosi do was when the first Trump impeachment vote passed. Some of the Democrats started cheering, and she gave them that grandmotherly look and instantly shushed them. She was wondrous. Oh my God, Milton. He's asking, has anyone seen the woman on TikTok?
Yeah, I saw that woman.
I haven't, who has been calling churches begging for baby formula for her starving baby. Only black churches and one mosque have been willing to help. What?
The other's director to food banks.
Is she's she's real and it's been looked into, and God, you know, I shared a quote yesterday, Susan, that said, the definition of a shithole country. A shithole country is not a poor country that cannot feed its people. A shithole country is a rich country that won't feed its people.
That won't feed its people or take care of them if they are ill.
Right.
Or, even guarantee them a place to live, or, more accurately, not criminalize not having a place to live. The depths to which we have gone. Although sitting in Chicago, you can't help but be proud of the citizenry of Chicago.
Yeah, I agree.
They're all organized today in Little Italy. The whole community is down there, and they are now patrolling the streets.
Yeah.
With whistles, it's just a constant patrol. They are not going, and the city is getting increasingly more proud of its quiet, active resistance.
Yeah, it's doing really beautiful.
And the judge who issued the latest ruling, who used Carl Sandburg as an illustration, used Chicago as his poem as an illustration of what they were calling protest was simply the embodiment of who this city is and always has been. It was such a stirring,
wonderful
decision.
Wonderful.
That the professors of the people at Northwestern and the University of Chicago that teach literature and are just kvelling, that to show how sometimes beautiful poetry are exactly the words that one needs.
Well, there are a lot of people in the judiciary now just, rising up to the moment.
Right.
So many of them. And I also want to call out this judge.
And it's not without peril.
Of course not.
Immediate threats.
Yes. And I also want to call out that the judge who resigned, Judge, I think his name is Wolf, Mark Wolf. He's an older man, so he's had a long career, and he's able to do this. He decided to hang it up so that he could speak out actively against the destruction that this administration is doing. And this is a man who was appointed to the bench by Ronald Reagan. I think more of that kind of thing, the old judges that can go and know, and also he knows, I can't remember why, but there's no way Trump can fill the seat he is vacating. You don't want to give him
right.
any gifts if that would be the result. Russ wants a call-in number. What is the call-in number here? You think I know? I never called. What's the call-in number? Is it
what I'm calling in on?
Well, yeah, not technically, no. Is it is it 412-200-5686?
86. That's what I call in.
Oh, is that what you're calling in on? I don't know.
I call in on 256-86. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I call in
well,
on.
that could get...
And I do think that should be their number.
Okay,
yes.
Well, it could get you in. I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
412-200-5686.
Okay, but I think there's another one. Anyway, and I didn't see Mordant reply to me, apparently, saying, would anybody understand radio without the static? He said, maybe you should be saying radio without the technical gaffes.
No, it's radio with the technical gaffes.
Yes, right. Radio without the technical gaffes, right? He said.
Complete with technical gaffes.
Yes.
For your listening pleasure.
That is correct. That's what it's all about. So, I want to point, I think I got this from Heather Cox Richardson, that, tucked in to this thing that Fetterman and the others signed off on, ending the stalemate in the Senate, was a little measure. There's always these little things tucked in that would allow 8 Republican senators whose phone records were subpoenaed when former special counsel Jack Smith was looking into January 6th. And they were subpoenaed because it was known that the president, during the insurrection, talked to those senators. And it would only make sense that in the course of an investigation, those records would be looked at. Tucked within this measure that now has gone to the House, it allows the 8 Republican senators whose phone logs were seized on January 6th or after it to sue the government for $500,000 apiece. Because this GOP never misses an opportunity to
steal from the taxpayer.
To steal from the taxpayer and enrich themselves. Exactly right.
Right.
Uneffin' believable.
Well, it's like when Trump is floating that he's just going to send $2,000 to each of us, for tariff relief. And when queried as to where he's going to get the money, he goes, I don't know, we'll get it from somewhere. As if he clearly just thinks he's sitting on a
gold mine.
Pot of gold, and he can, and there are no rules. He can just pay for and give to anyone he wants, whatever.
Right.
And these continuous pardons.
Oh my God! Every
at what
crook.
point do the people on the other side not notice that this is beginning to be laughable?
Well, and also now that we see, I get one of the few.
Tons of them get rearrested.
And thrown in jail for sexual assault.
Violence.
Yeah. These very fine people that he pardoned, these patriots, uneffing believable. Ha ha! In regard to my not knowing the number, Richard says, Cullen's always so good with numbers.
I was waiting for you to see that. But listen, not all of us are good at anything. At least Lynn Cullen understands her shortfalls and covers them by having others to take care of the number issues.
Yes, or she just pretty much whistles past the numbers. I just whatever. Okay, so, and the other thing I just want to get in here is that because this is how Republicans govern, they just keep kicking the can down the road, that nothing has been resolved here. And we'll be right back with the same mess of the government not being funded.
In a year.
I think
this is go.
No, 2 months.
Oh, it's just 2 months?
I think it's just till the end of January. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think...
No, you're probably correct.
I think it's till the end of January.
That's ringing a bell.
Yeah.
They said January. I heard a year. I'm sure that's what happened.
Well, beyond belief. Beyond belief. Oy. So, Saw a great quote, just want to share it with you. And I can't even remember who said it. It was a guy who was a lyricist for a bunch of folks in the 60s and 70s, Meatloaf in particular. He was called the Lord of Excess. But he said, and I don't know who it is, I'm sorry, because he was prone to excessive behavior. And he explained himself thusly: if you don't go over the top, you can't see what's on the other side. And I think that's a good quote. I'm just saying.
I guess.
Well, yeah.
When I go over the top, what's on the other side is my head hanging in the toilet vomiting.
Well, that can be too. But I think you get his drift. I mean, yeah.
Yes,
I mean, it's for people. I think
if
people
you don't take risks, you're never experiencing anything new.
Right. And people who are, just constantly risk averse or cautious are wow, they're missing a lot. But you do what you can do. And some people are built not to take much risk. Just getting up in the morning is enough risk for a lot of people. And you think Trump's going to be able to shake the BBC down for $1 billion?
Oh, he's trying everybody. Who hasn't he tried yet? I mean, 2 people have already.
The thing is, I have to tell you, I read the Washington Post article this morning on it.
What they did was wrong, actually.
No, what they did was wrong. But here's the thing. I cannot believe it. They did the article I read, and I actually doubled back and looked again because I couldn't believe it. Never told me, the reader, what the BBC, they told me that they had taken things he had said and put them together when there was a lot of time and space between them, thus making it look like he had said them all at the same time, a piece. And they never told me what the words were. This fucking...
Oh, well, okay.
I know, but I do know what it is. I do know now because I got the New York Times actually managed to tell a story and not miss the very thing that...
The main point.
The question somebody would have, which was, what did they do?
Right.
And what they did...
What and the who, what, when, and where.
Oh, God. Unbelievable. That's the Washington Post. Unbelievable. But what they did was really...
They're doing it like doom scrolling feed,
Yeah.
You click on something to read an article and you get an ad. I mean, they never tell you the actual story. That's how the Washington Post just reads.
Well, it's just awful. And anyway, what the BBC did is egregious. It is. Unlike what Trump
actually deserve to.
They deserve to have some. I don't know, not to pay him.
No, what they did was culpable. It actually was. When I saw what they did, I went, "Oh, come on! Why would you go there? He says so many awful things.
You don't have to do that. Yeah. So
you don't have to do that.
Well,
that's so stupid.
Let's not do what the Washington Post did.
Okay,
so what he did...
Well, I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, but what they did was put words he said at that speech, outdoor speech he gave, telling his marauding armed thugs to head toward the Capitol. And toward the beginning of it, he said, "I'll be there with you." No.
What they did is leave out the part.
And then he said, and then he said, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight like hell." Now, I gotta tell you, those things of what I just said to you were not said like that. There were huge...
No, they were not.
They were not. Yeah. Because if he said that sounds pretty. I'm coming with you.
Yeah,
we're gonna fight like hell.
Yeah.
No, that was all like we're gonna fight like hell was way, 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 way removed from I'll be there or you walk down and blah blah blah. And it really is unbelievable. The BBC has been caught a number of times recently. I think there was a documentary about Gaza where they did something like this too, where they just,
but it's not recent. What did Martin Bashir do to Princess Diana?
Was that BBC?
You don't. That was BBC. He was working for the BBC. He outright, lied to her, gaslit her, so that she agreed to that interview that was the famous interview where she said there's 3 people in our marriage, because he outright lied to her about what was out there and what was going to be reported. And that came out, I don't know, in the last few years, but that's when Martin Bashir disappeared.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys on chat. Just think if she had to deal with Roman numerals. I actually was pretty good at Roman numerals. I found them fascinating because they weren't numbers. Yeah. They were letters, and I don't have the same reaction to letters. I saw something funny, though, and they said, Mamdani isn't even in office yet, and the New York public schools are dealing with Arabic numbers. Arabic numerals.
You're kidding.
No, it's a joke, I think.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a joke. Arabic numerals.
Okay.
Because those are the kind we deal with.
Right.
Not Roman.
That's the kind we use. But you never know if people
are
joking or not.
Oh.
You think people are joking, and they're, and they're like Bad Bunny isn't an American, and they mean it.
So speaking of, just let's talk for a second about French justice. So I was sort of blown away to see one of their former prime ministers, Sarkozy, and his beautiful wife, and he was walking into prison. He was sentenced for five years. 5 years for trying to get, I guess, Gaddafi or the Libyan government to send him some money. Can you imagine? I mean, if we were...
Imagine?
Yeah,
why can't we do that?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That was a few weeks ago. It
did take a while.
No, but if you look at the paper today, there's a picture of him.
Is he already out?
Yeah, he's walking out. He's walking out. He's out. That's it.
Ow.
He served about 3 weeks of a 5-year sentence. He's allowed to be out pending appeal.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And now he's considered innocent again because he's pending appeal, and he's just
right. Well, but I mean, that is how these systems work. The same thing would happen here. He wouldn't even have gone the first time. He would have been out pending appeal. Without pending the pending appeal.
Anyway.
Except for Diddy, that didn't happen. But
So, just staying with the legal stuff for a second, because I saw something that made my blood run cold. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to a Mississippi law, and it's an amazingly progressive law. Mississippi, about what ballots count.
Right, and when they count.
It allows, in Mississippi, if your ballot, it's mail-in ballots. If your mail-in ballot is postmarked by Election Day, but doesn't get to the people counting them until after Election Day, in Mississippi, they say, well, that counts. that ballot was done on or before Election Day.
And let me explain. That's how the law has worked for a lot of things. For example, payment due dates. If the due date on the envelope, if the date on the postmark on the envelope was the due date of the payment, then by law it was tendered timely.
Mm-hmm. Well,
even if they didn't open it up and find the check for 5 days.
Yeah, but what do you think this court is going to do?
Well, this court, I don't know, but
they only
marriage.
But that's different. That's different. This has to do with fucking with our elections and our votes.
Oh no, I'm sure.
And they have been consistent. And the fact that they accepted this, if they
means
strike,
they want to tinker with
they
it.
want to strike it down.
Yeah. There's no other reason to take it.
And it's
why would they take it
so
to affirm it?
That is, Mississippi gives a 5-day grace period. Why should the U.S. Postal Service have anything to do with whether or not your vote?
Because now all the Postal Service has to do, which has obviously been politicized, is to hold on to the mail.
It's unbelievable.
And refuse to deliver it timely. Yeah. And they can throw an election.
So anyway, this is going to the court, and it scares the hell out of me. Decision expected by the end of June.
Well, people are just going to have to get off their butts and vote in person, and not let them suppress the vote.
They will try everything they possibly can. Every trick. My God, look at who he pardoned the other day. All of those traitors who pretended to be the sworn electors for the states.
Yeah, but here's the joke. Here's the joke about that. He was none of. They're all being accused of state crime.
Right, which he has no.
He can't really pardon them.
I know.
So that was purely, symbolic. Because
no, but it's more.
They aren't out of trouble.
It's more than symbolic. It's him showing again. He's telling people, "I'll be here for you." I know, but it's just more.
Right.
I will
be
here.
The rule of law doesn't apply to his friends.
Right.
Yes.
The rule of law is not our concern. That applies only to the Democrats. Unbelievable. Oh, God. So there's this piece again in the Washington Post today that also pissed me off because of the headline. What's with that? I know I barely look at their.
What's with it?
I know, but I barely look at their opinion page, which I used to like. They've lost all their best people. They've all decamped. They're gone. Thank you, Bezos. That's why avoid Amazon as much as you possibly can. So here in their business section is a headline. How this major city became one of America's most affordable for home buyers.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But so I thought, when I saw the headline, I thought, hey, maybe that's about us. I bet it is. So then I took in the subheading. While there are many yardsticks for calculating housing affordability, this western Pennsylvania city stands out as uniquely livable. Again, what is the fucking problem if you're telling people that a city is affordable, not to say its name? Not to say its name. Is it, now you could argue, well, they're doing that, so you keep reading. But it pissed me off, just saying.
It appeared in a caption.
Well, no. Where you see it first is the byline, because the byline says Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh. But there, it's. I found out actually some interesting things reading the article. In Pittsburgh, it is definitely cheaper to own your home than to rent. Most people in most cities rent because they can't afford a mortgage payment. In Pittsburgh,
no, but the median housing price at the mid 200s is really something.
Yeah.
Well, for a single family home, that's good.
Yeah. So, it's cheaper to own a home than to rent one. And as a result, more than 70% of Pittsburghers are homeowners, which really outpaces the rest of the country. And part of the reason homes are cheaper here is because the population of this city used to be over twice as much as it is now.
You have adequate housing stock for your population.
We got all these houses. Pittsburgh in the 1950s had a population of over 675,000 guys. We ain't even half that now. I mean, when we say Pittsburgh took a hit, it lost over half of its population. It was 675,000. And so you can imagine how much housing stock, now granted, it's old housing stock. Another reason it's cheaper, because it requires, some work. But, I'll tell you the story. If someone's reading that story, I think it probably got us a few residents.
I would think.
And then I looked at the comments, and the comments were full of people saying, I was just there. It's just a wonderful city. There's so much, blah, blah, blah. It's beautiful and stuff to do.
Well, it is a wonderful city.
Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful.
It's
walkable. There's tons to do. It's a great city.
It's a great city. So anyway, I'm just saying, that is,
It's comparable in beauty to St. Louis and it's very much like St. Louis in a lot of ways, but it's 100% nicer.
Yeah. Oh, I think Pittsburgh's one of the most beautiful cities anywhere.
Well, it is, but it's just, because it's so much more of a community within the city as opposed to a donut in, a hole in a donut.
No, and it's because of the topography. I mean, it's that entrance to the city, and it's the peninsula of the confluence of those rivers, and it's just like, whoa. It's it really is something. It is something. So I have to tell you, I was in the vet's office the other day. Veterinarian, not Veterans Day.
How is our dog?
He's okay. He was so cuddly last night. Oh. I mean, normally it annoys me that I have this bed and I end up in like 1/4 of it,
That's just the classic dog.
Yeah, that's what they do. But for some reason, I was on the edge last night, but I slept well because he was just perfectly in a perfect cuddle spot that was like not bothersome at all. And I was just, the few times I woke up, I smiled, hanging off the edge, and went back to sleep. But when I was sitting in the vet's office, I saw there was a poster on the wall, and I took a picture of it, which I want to share with you because it stunned me. It says, "We are all living and working in challenging times." I'm thinking, what the hell is this? It just seemed odd. Let's support each other with compassion, kindness, patience, and recognition that each person is doing their best. Now, I would argue with each person is not doing their best, right? Right?
Well, all I can say is that just tells you what they have to deal with, that they have to put up a sign that says, back off.
Right. So that's the first thing I thought. And I'm reading on and thinking, whoa. Then it says, there are many challenges facing the veterinary community.
Oh, no, they're all
causing
suicide.
A workforce shortage from individuals leaving the field due to burnout or financial strain, and sadly, death by suicide. In fact, 1 in 6 consider suicide at some point in their career. This is a much higher rate than that of the general population. What? You think of the dangerous professions as like maybe a cop, a firefighter, a miner, a veterinarian.
Well, they must love animals and see lots of stuff they don't want to see.
You know what?
Most of it is from the humans. And most of it's from the humans.
It also might be they suffer from the sin of empathy, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That it's hard on them to have to deal with creatures that can't speak for themselves, and their humans don't help.
And I
think it's probably an awful combination.
And the top of this,
then people don't want to pay you. If you put in tons of care for the animal and the animal dies, the person just walks away. They don't see why they should pay you.
Well, I got to tell you, the pay is ridiculous. I mean, I remember what going to a vet used to cost, and you can't get out of there now.
It's terribly expensive.
And
one of the reasons is,
well, I think one of the reasons is it's been corporatized, and these poor vets now are working for creepy corporations. So Art is there is this poster was put out by a group called Not One More Vet. NOM.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just so you know, I mean, vets are really, the last paragraph of this is, we are committed to making this a safe space for the veterinary professionals who dedicate their lives to the care of your animals. As such, we ask that you express any concerns you may have with the same respect you expect in return. We will not tolerate yelling, name-calling, threats, or disparaging remarks. Whoa.
Well, it gives you an idea that they have to say something like that.
It sure does. And it seems like they should almost say, hey, be as kind as your dog. Look to your dog for the proper way to behave. Mark is saying, and dentists have high rates of suicide. Well, why is that? Because they inflict pain?
Right.
And nobody wants
having a hard time.
And nobody wants to see them.
Empathy.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to them. And I suppose that would be why. Hey, I want to invite everybody to something I got myself into. It's one of those John McIntyre events, and it's on December 13th. That's a Saturday night at the Parkway Theater, which is a lovely little venue in McKees Rocks. I mean, it's way out of my usual stomping grounds. But when last I went for one of these events, I was delighted by the place. It's this ridiculously small, intimate movie theater. And appended to a bar. So you got everything you could possibly want. I'm serious. movies, drinks, and bar food. And they even have a trivia night and stuff. It's a fun place. Anyway, so 12-13 tickets cost $20. I don't get a penny of it. I'm just saying. But
what do you do? Just sit around and chat?
No, this one's called, I forget. It's something about the holidays. It's John is a wonderful raconteur, and he also does stand up. And he well, the last time he interviews, he invites 3 people usually, and so it's me and a beloved local television and public television documentarian, Rick Seaback, who is one of those people that not a soul doesn't love. Right? So Rick Seaback is going to be there. I'm going to be there, and County Councilwoman Bethany Hallam. And the subject is holiday stories. But, Susan, I agreed to do it, and then I started thinking.
I'm thinking to myself, what holiday stories do you
Yeah, I know! I don't have any! I don't have any. I don't have a one. I've been thinking. And I can't come up with a one.
We gathered around the wooden star with the
I know.
On, bulbs, and
somebody says they're on hold, not taking calls. I didn't see a caller. I'm sorry. And now
you see him now.
It's a little late. Oh my God! Well, why didn't it tell me you were there? I didn't. God, he's been there for a half hour. All right, I'll let you in. I'm sorry.
God.
Maybe, do you have a holiday story I can pretend is mine? Here, hang in. Sorry. I'm really sorry, Art. Hello?
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Susan.
Hi. You didn't show up on this thing.
I listened to your
Yeah, okay.
Well, I listened to your show, and so just listening to it on here is the same as on my phone. So
okay.
No big worries.
Right.
You read my thing about Nancy Pelosi, so that was good. And then I was just talking. I was just thinking about the frustration with the leadership of the Democratic Party and how ever since Hillary Clinton ran and it was supposed to be the demise of the Republican Party and turned out to be the demise of the Democratic Party. And we just don't have anybody out. I mean, we have Obama, we have Newsom, we have Cortez, we have Sanders, and all these, but they're not cohesive. They're not.
Well,
coming together.
I feel like they might, Art. I mean, I see signs of hope in these governors.
I see is that we're going to do what we need to do. Those of us that want to stop this are going to vote for whoever gets up there, and we're going to do our damnedest. I mean, that's our choice. So I'm not even worried about how cohesive we are. We'll come up with somebody, and then we all just have to vote for them.
We got to come together, and we've got to stop with the purity tests.
I'll step off the bridge.
Step off the bridge.
No.
Step off the
well,
bridge.
but
we need your vote.
Wait, step off in the right direction. What does that mean, step off the bridge? If he steps off the bridge, he's going over.
All
right.
It was a metaphor.
Step back.
A political metaphor. But,
step back.
So, an honor talking to you, ladies.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm sorry you waited so long.
Thank you for hanging in, and always knock really loud if she doesn't answer.
I guess I will have to put, Lynn, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry. Bye.
All right. Keep up the good work, ladies. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Jeez. I don't know. See, I almost just knocked myself off. I can't. I usually there's this thing in it.
But you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, okay. I think that's pretty much.
We did it. Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I have other stuff, but it'll have to wait. Well, thank you.
Okay. Well, next week I'll be coming to you from St. Louis.
Oh, okay. You're becoming a wandering Jew.
Well, I'm going to go see some people that I haven't been able to go see in a very long time.
Right. Well, that's good.
So,
okay.
Yeah. No, resuming life.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
All righty, Suze. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye.
Right, bye. And guys, okay, Brooke's saying, do you have a good Thanksgiving story? I realize it'll be after Thanksgiving. However, no, I can't come up with any stories. The only stories I have are like, I really don't. Oh my God, I can't believe I said yes. So whatever. But I bet, it'll be fine. Whatever. I don't know what to do. I can't back out. He's already got a poster out. Well, we'll have to be inventive. But I'm somebody who just generally, when it comes to holidays, I'm just okay. I have a holiday story, says Richard. Oh, like that wonderful, what is that wonderful story, the O. Henry story about the man getting his wife a comb for her beautiful hair, and he sells his watch to afford the comb, and she cuts off her hair and sells her hair to get him a fob, right, for the watch. Am I remembering that right? Oh my God. What a great story. Wow. All right, you guys. Always wonderful having you with me. I appreciate it. I'm going to now try to exit without too much technical static, too much of a snafu here and there, and get this damn thing to play. Play.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper or its advertisers.